Lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven ring, ring with the harmonies of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise high as the listening skies. Let it resound loud as the rolling sea. Sing a song full of the faith that the dark past has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us. Facing the rising sun of our new day begun. Let us march on till victory is won.
Good evening. My name is Shamil Tillery, and I'm the president of Chicago Metropolitan Alumnae Chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. This evening, CMAC begins an MLK collaboration with our brothers from the Rho Mu Mu Chapter of Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated.
Good evening. My name is Eric Gilkey, bosses of the Rho Mu Mu Chapter of Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated. On behalf of the Westside Qs, I'd like to thank you all and welcome you all to this evening's program where we celebrate the legacy of the great Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.
On January 15, 1929, our world was gifted a treasure, our drum major for justice and peace, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Although his time with us was just a short 39 years, he left us with some prolific words and acts of courage that permeate with us today. You will hear thought-provoking reflections from members of both organizations as well as local elected officials in the city of Chicago. Dr. King's life was well lived, and this weekend, our chapters will live out his words. Everybody can be great because anybody can serve.
A great Dr. King quote that has always resonated with me is, "The time is always right to do what is right." Let us adhere to that message, not solely in words, but more importantly in action. Let us be clear examples of living righteousness, not only for ourselves, but for our families and our communities.
Thank you for joining our presentation of Words from the King.
Hi, my name is Carrie K. Steele. I'm president of the Metropolitan Water Reclamation District of Greater Chicago's Board of Commissioners and a member of the Chicago Metropolitan Alumna Chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. I would like to reflect on the quote, "Our lives begin to end the day we become silent about things that matter." Now, this quote, often associated with the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., is a paraphrase of a speech he gave in Selma, Alabama. King said, "A man dies when he refuses to stand up for that which is right. A man dies when he refuses to stand up for justice. A man dies when he refuses to stand up for that which is true." Now, this quote has always inspired me since I first ran for office probably 10 years ago. It motivated me to run for office because I saw something wrong and I wanted to be a voice at the table for my community, and I felt the board needed a chemist at the time. It also motivated me to eventually become the first African-American female president at the MWRD. And to be honest, it motivates me every day I step into that boardroom. It's not always easy and comfortable to speak up about injustices, but if you remain silent, sometimes that silence can be misunderstood. So today, I hope this quote can motivate you like it has motivated me throughout my career. Our lives begin to end the day we become silent about things that matter. Thank you.
Good day, beloved. I am the Reverend Attorney Aaron J. McLeod, and I am a member of the Rho Mu Mu Chapter of Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated. Service. Martin Luther King Jr. said, "Anyone can be great because anyone can serve." I have been inspired by Martin Luther King Jr. ever since I was a young boy. The very first book that I read from cover to cover was Come Meet Martin Luther King by James Decay. In this book, I saw a reflection of myself, and I saw what I could be. Servant, leader. In the New Testament, the disciples asked Jesus, "Teacher, what are the greatest commandments of all?" And Jesus tells them to love your God with your whole heart, mind, and soul, and to love your neighbor as yourself. Beloved, on today, as we reflect on the life and the legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King, hear the clarion call for service. We must be committed to serving our neighbor as a form of agape love, that we will work to bring about equal and high quality education for all children in need, that we will provide affordable health care for all of humanity, that we will work to provide quality housing, and that we will work for sustainable employment. This is the call for service, the watchword.
Hi, I'm Illinois State Representative Lakeisha Collins of the 9th House District. And one of the many great quotes that really resonated with me from Martin Luther King was, "Faith is taking the first step, even if you don't see the whole staircase." That is a personal quote for me, because I would have never come this far had I not had faith, had I not stepped outside of my comfort zone and went for the things that I desired, the things that I wanted to accomplish in life. And a lot of the times when we're trying to achieve something or step outside of our comfort zones, it's scary and we don't know what the outcome is going to be. And that is why it is so important to have faith. It's so important to believe in the cause. It's so important to believe in yourself. And that's something that our communities need. It needs to be restored, is our faith, that we can overcome any barriers, any challenges that come our way if we do it together. And we don't know what's on the other side, but what we do know, what we believe, is that it's going to be success so that we can be thriving together. I always tell anyone, whether they're trying to be a new homeowner, go back to school to further their education, or be an entrepreneur, you have to put your boots on the ground, get to working. But the most important thing is to believe in what your cause is and to have faith, step outside of your boundary, and trust the process. That is one of the many quotes that I admire. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Cook County Commissioner Dennis Steer. I am Commissioner for the 2nd County District. It is a delight to be here with each and every one of you all today. I am a community activist. I am a psychologist by training, but more than anything, I am a brother. I am thankful because Dr. King was one of my great role models. In fact, my mother gave me his speech as a 10-year-old, and I went all across this state telling this speech. I have a dream. I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. We're going through perilous times now, and change is more important than anything that I can think of. Change is the only thing in this universe that is constant. Change does not roll on the wheels of inevitability, but comes through continuous struggle. Without struggle, there is no progress. I ask each and every one of you all, continue to be the change that you want to see. I thank the sorority sisters of Delta Sigma Theta. I thank the men of Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated, and particularly the men of the Rho Mu Mu chapter. Let's continue change, let's continue uplift, and let's do what we are called to do in this last and evil day. God bless each and every one of you all, and thanks for having me.
Hello, my name is Erica Orr, and I'm a circuit court judge in Cook County assigned to the Markham Courthouse in the Domestic Relations Division. I've been asked today to give you a word from Martin Luther King, and the word that I was assigned is from chapter 5 of Loving Your Enemies, which is a collection of 16 sermons preached and compiled by Martin Luther King. In this chapter, he said, We must develop and maintain the capacity to forgive. He who is devoid of the power to forgive is devoid of the power of love. There is some good in the worst of us and some evil in the best of us. When we discover this, we are less prone to hate our enemies. To this I add, in order to have the spirit of forgiveness, we also have to add to it the spirit of understanding. If we take time to try to understand why people do the things that they do and why they respond the way that they do, it makes it a lot easier to forgive. And it is one of the things that I lean on each day as I am evaluating and making decisions about things that people do when they come into my courtroom.
Hi, my name is Vince Davis Jr., Spring 16 of the Romeo Mu chapter of Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated. It has been a privilege and honor to collaborate Words from the King with our sisters from the Chicago Metropolitan chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. As we reflect on the memory of the late Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., our duty is to continue to share his words so that his legacy will not be in vain and his memory will live on for generations to come. Let's continue our celebrations by sharing more words from the King. Thank you and have a blessed night.
We have come treading our path through the blood of the slaughtered, out of the gloomy past, till now we stand at last, where the white gleam of our bright star is cast. God of our weary years, God of our silent tears, thou who hast brought us thus far on the way, thou who hast by thy might led us into the light, keep us forever in the path we pray.